Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Blue Ridge Silverhound, your coin channel. I'm your host, Sean, and today we're going to talk about quite the sneaky little coin. And I'm sure a lot of us at one point had probably been exposed to this one very specific coin. But yeah, if you're reading this right on screen, it's going to be a 2000 Sacagawea dollar. That's the first year of this new planchet alloy, in which we affectionately refer to it as the quote-unquote gold dollar. Yeah, we're going to be looking for one of those. And no, it's not the mule error that you guys have heard about and probably seen on YouTube till the end of the world. No, it's not the wounded eagle. It's not that one either. And yeah, it's not the Cheerios dollar, even though a Cheerios dollar does sell for around $8,000 to $12,000 on the open market today. But no, this is a completely different animal that is only found in a special release set in the year 2000. All right. And this coin actually has a PCGS price guide value of up to $12,500. I'm willing to bet a lot of you are trying to figure out, oh man, I could certainly use that kind of money. I mean, that's a good chunk of change. But we're going to talk about this coin. We're going to talk about where you could find it. All right, because believe it or not, there are quite a few of these sets available on the secondary market. And then third, we're going to talk about what it's going to take for you to make money off of this one coin. So strap in your belt, get ready, and let's go ahead and embark on a ride that you will never forget. As always, I want to thank you guys for your support of my channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done any of those. And of course, dislike the video if you don't like it at all. All right? I appreciate your guys' honesty, and any sort of engagement helps in any way possible. All right, so what exactly are we talking about? I mean, I'm talking about a bunch of, smoke here, and it's this coin. This one right here. It's a 2000D out of all coins. It's a Denver minted Sac dollar. Now, this coin had kind of a crazy history leading up to its release. As we all know, the Susan B. Anthony it didn't exactly fulfill exactly what the public wanted in a dollar coin. Now, at this particular juncture, the U.S. Mint had re-released the Susan B. Anthony dollar after an 18-year hiatus for a 1 year only 1999. And the reason why that they did that was kind of a bridge into this new manganese planchet alloy that you see here, which kind of gives the coin a nice golden hue, and it's very apparent in mint state condition. Another thing to keep in mind, the calendar was flipping over from 1999 to 2000. That was kind of a big deal. For those of you that were around during the time, I know I was, people were worried about computers going haywire, the Y2K bug, all of this millennial stuff. It was crazy. But when it all came down to it, and on New Year's Eve, and it switched over to 2000 for the first time in life, nothing happened. Life kept on going. Our computers were still working. Our crappy dial-up internet was still working. It was just one of those things. But what continued on was the Sacagawea dollar. So this is the coin right here we're looking for. And it can be found in a few places. You could find these certainly in a vending machine somewhere, probably at your work or at a rest stop gas station. But believe it or not, did you guys know that they made the 2000D Sacagawea dollar in a special strike? And a lot of you are going to be thrown for a loop when you hear this, because people don't associate collectability with Denver minted Sacagawea dollars. They just don't. It has to be the Philadelphia, and furthermore, it has to be one of those rare exclusive varieties and errors and all that sort of stuff. But there is a special strike 2000D. Now, why is it Denver is beyond me. They use the Denver Mint to provide the best quality of this coin, to add into the coin and currency set. It's actually called the Millennium coin and currency set. I remember when this thing came onto the scene for sale. It was cheap. It was like $25 or something like that. But this was a set that came out in the year 2000 to help commemorate the new millennium. And it was actually quite the good marketing strategy for what they were doing to help sell this set. All right, they revolved all of the fervor and just everything, the fever pitch, to the millennium and what we all had to deal with, or did not have to deal with. We just heard the rumors spread around like wildfire about how the world was going to end January 1st, 2000, and that sure as heck didn't happen. All right, so what's in this set? Well, first of all, the back of the box to the coin and currency set for the year 2000 has the certificate of authenticity. They did not add a physical kind of placard or like a little index card with all of this information. It was actually just printed on the box, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, one thing that you're going to note, because it's going to tell you exactly the 3 different items that's included in the coin and currency set, but here is the big thing that you want to keep an eye out on. Limited edition, only 75,000 sets were ever produced of the coin and currency set, which makes it quite an exclusive set. Now, in the last, if you've been keeping tabs on some of my videos, just here in the last 30 days, we've talked about some pretty awesome, very exclusive coin and currency sets, right? We talked about the 2003 Thomas Jefferson coin and currency set. We talked about the 2007 Botanic Gardens coin and currency set. And keep in mind, each one of those has the ultra rare Specimen Strike 2004 Jefferson Nickel and the 2007. Wait, I take that back. It was 93 Thomas Jefferson set and 97. But yeah, I need to get off this ride. So the 93 Thomas Jefferson set, which I talked about, and the 97 Botanic Garden set. Okay, the 93 Thomas J set had the 1994 Special Strike Nickel. The Botanic Gardens had the 97. The more recent set to have low mintage coins was actually just a few years ago. In 2015, the U.S. Mint had released what they call the March of Dimes collector set, which came with the March of Dimes commemorative and 2 ultra-low, very exclusive Special Strike Roosevelt Dimes. Now, all 4 of these coins have gone on to see some pretty spectacular sales in its lifetime. We've seen these coins sell for thousands of dollars, all right, and the mintages are quite low, all right. So here's another one to add to the old list. Now, this one right here actually has a little bit higher mintage or product amount compared to the other 3 sets I just talked about, 75,000. So there are quite a few of these that can be found out there today. If you look hard enough, you check your local coin shop, you go to the show, more than likely they're going to have something like this for sale for like 20, 25 bucks. Most of the time, you'll be able to pick them up for about that amount of money. But these are also made available on eBay. We're going to take a look at those here momentarily. Now, the actual set comprises of 2 coins and a $1 bill. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the $1 bill and get that out of the way, because this is all part of the promotion of the Millennium coin and currency set. As you can see, the serial number on this $1 bill starts out with 2 and a number of zeros. What they wanted to do was pull out all of these Fed Reserve notes. They're all dollar bills, by the way, so not to get fancy and say, oh yeah, they threw in a 5 for just, to make things interesting, because they didn't do that. They wanted each and every single note to start with 2000 in the serial number string. And that all plays into the Millennium set that they were promoting, which I thought was quite ingenious at the time. And there you go. They did that. Furthermore, they added in a 2000 Silver Eagle. You can see that right here, a big old hunkin' piece of silver. And then there is one other coin that they added to that. That's over just to the left of the Silver Eagle. And that's going to be the 2000, and might I add again, Denver minted Sacagawea dollar. Now, a lot of people thought that that particular coin looked like just like any other Sacagawea coin that came out during that year. Come to find out that that particular coin in that set is a special strike. They have a burnished finish to it. They have a more satiny look to it. And as a result, that is a very exclusive special strike coin in which only 75,000 pieces were ever produced. And God knows how many of them were tossed into circulation only because someone didn't like it or they thought it wasn't that special. Now, I will say this. If you're looking to find a special strike 2000D Sacagawea dollar, do not attempt to look in rolls to find that, because good luck. That coin has been out for 20 years plus, and most of them that did make it into circulation, okay, God bless those lost 2000D specimen strikes that have gone out into circulation because no one cared enough. Those coins are not identifiable after prolonged usage and circulation wear. You can't pull them out of change, is what I'm trying to say. But it's going to be that coin that's the subject of this video. I know I've gone on long enough, 12 minutes in, about, oh, that's the subject coin. Wow, why didn't you tell me that before? I did, but we needed to build up with the history and all this. The dollar bill is a crisp, uncirculated specimen. All right, and I just wanted to show you the reverse of the note to show you and illustrate just how crispy the note is, in case you were wondering. Now, there are a number of graded examples, and ideally you want to try and grade these coins if they meet a certain amount of criteria. Now, here's an NGC graded example. It's a 2000D, like I said. It says Millennium Set, and it's graded Mid-State 69, PL, proof-like. And the graders, whether you go with PCGS or NGC, I would probably recommend PCGS because that's where a lot of the money's kind of the values associated with that grading service. Those will be also graded as Mid-State 69, and they might designate PL as well because there are certain examples that do come up proof-like. But in order to get your coin graded and have it be the specimen straight from the Millennium Set example, you will have to send the whole set and let them crack it out that way. All right, you can't crack it out first and then put it in a 2x2 holder and then send it off to the graders. Okay, they need it in the actual set, so send the whole set and then they'll crack it out of there for you. All right, so let's go ahead and check the interweb, most specifically eBay, and you're going to find that there's quite a few of these sets available. It says 19, but there's actually more than that. All right, what I did was I also typed in 2000 Millennium Coin and Currency Set. All right, for searching purposes, that's probably a little bit too wordy. You could probably put 2000 Millennium Set, and it'll probably come up with more listings. But people are asking $100, $110. $100 seems to be kind of like the average going rate for these on the secondary market. However, we're going to look at completed listings too. But if you wanted to find some of these sets for yourself, keep in mind that this is the going rate for these. Personally, I would probably wait to see one of these pop up in auction as opposed to buying a buy it now listing, especially if the photos aren't good. Here's one for 110. But there are a few sets available, and people are asking some pretty good moon money. Now, a lot of that is also tied into the serial number. If it's a 2000 with a low serial number, then the notes will, the sets rather, will sell for more money. The Silver Eagle can be graded independently from everything else as well. So if you were going to send this off to PCGS, I would highly recommend that you grade both the 2000D SAC dollar and the Silver Eagle, because they could designate the Silver Eagle as a Millennium Coin and Currency Set coin. those are quite valuable. I've seen these things sell for like $1,500 to $2,000 in the mid-state 70s. So that's another big, huge value proposition for this particular set. You grade both coins. You probably leave the note alone. If you wanted to send it to PCGS currency, you could do that, but there's just not a lot of value even with the fancy serial number. But if we look on down the line, you're going to see more of these sets, and then we get to a point where it, you know, switches to fewer words in the results. You're going to see that there are some that are cheaper. All right, we got one here for $75, 100, 75 right here, 104. So the prices do get cheaper. You're not stuck with having to pay the larger amounts of money. So, but that Silver Eagle in mid-state 69 is worth a heck of a lot less. So keep that in mind. If you miss the target on that mid-state 70, it comes back 69, they're going to be worth about 60, 70 bucks. But there you go. That is your Millennium coin and currency set that will have the 2 coins and the dollar bill. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what it's going to take to grade and value expectations. All right, so we're at the PCGS website. We're actually on the specific coin in the price guide for the 2000D Millennium set dollar. All right, so I forgot to highlight the T. We got to make sure we do that. There you go. So this is the coin. I mean, it's in phenomenal shape. A lot of them will appear proof-like, and usually the reverse will have a lot more satiny luster than the obverse. The obverse I've seen on these are more proof-like. The reverse are more businessy, kind of like satiny strike. So it's kind of weird how they come up, but we have 3 mid-state 68s that are true viewed into this particular listing on PCGS. Again, only 75,000 examples exist, and here is the price range, or the grid, so to speak, of the grades. Now in 68, which just turns out to be a rather kind of like, you know, that's what you would expect for a coin like that to come out of the set. All right, it's only worth $150, and then you see some of the previous sales here. They all range from 100 to, I mean, there's one for 330, but that was way back in 2014. But if you look on down the line, 67 is the more common grade of this coin. But where you want to look at, like, the big treasure money is here at 69 and 70. See, 69, there's only one in existence at that grade. That's $7 grand. Wow. That's a ridiculous amount of cash. Even more ridiculous, you have this mid-state 70 at $12,500. Now, where they come up with that dollar figure is a mystery to me, because the coin never made it to the market. The one example of both the 69 and the 70 never made it out to the market. This one right here is that NGC graded example I showed you in my PowerPoint slide. So you could take that for what it's worth. The PCGS example might only be worth 500 bucks. But I do know if you have a mid-state 70 graded example of this coin, it's going to be worth many thousands of dollars, because it's an exclusive specimen strike that you don't see that often. There's only 75,000 examples. You got to figure less than 0.1% of that total population will hit a mid-state 70. It's just people just don't know that there's a lot of massive value tied up into that one singular coin. So the question is, all right, is it worth going after? I would say yeah. If you're able to, you know, on some of those eBay listings, if you're able to get some better images of that coin, you know, you reach out to that seller and say, hey, you know what, I'm interested in this set. Can you send me a close-up of both of the coins in there, the Silver Eagle and the Sac dollar? And then, you know, you go from there. It would certainly be worth the gamble. Now, I would probably end up sending off like 3 or 4 sets and getting them all graded, because, you know, more than likely you're going to have one bounce back at a 70. And that's going to pay for the whole submission. You're going to feel like a winner. Because these coins, ladies and gentlemen, it's not like a shot in the dark where you're like closing your eyes and throwing a dart at something. These coins were produced at the highest, utmost quality. So the odds of getting a 69 or 70 is going to be far greater, especially on the Silver Eagle. Now, as you can see, the numbers don't lie, right? There's only one of each of the 69 and 70, so it can be a little tough. But 67, 68 indicates that this is a coin with a lot of possibilities. And if you're able to find that example that is extremely clean, that is a great candidate for this, then I would certainly, probably send it off. Just go ahead and do it. Send it off with other coins that you plan on sending off to the graders, so that way you don't feel bad when you get one coin back and it comes back as 67. But that's fantastic. Again, look everywhere for these coin and currency sets. All right, there's a few different dates of them, and they're all extremely desirable. They're valuable, and they're low production. They're low mintage. And a lot of people don't know that there's specimen strikes in these. We're going to be talking about more of these one-off specimen strike coins in the future. But this one, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this coin. I don't even have one of these. I had a few of these, but I ended up selling it long before I thought that they were anything. But yeah, that's the 2000D Millennium Sacagawea dollar special strike. A very, very fun coin to find in a set, and finding one that is undeniably clean is going to be half the fun. But that's going to go ahead and do it, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. I want to thank you guys again for watching and your views and support. Again, like, dislike, share, or subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell for instant notifications. Coinaholics, we are discovering together. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Best of luck in your hunt, and I'll see you on the next coin video. So long.